Hey guys! Welcome to episode 8 of the Ben 10 podcast. It's been like 4 months since the last episode, and now we're back. And I got a special guest with me today. Would you want to introduce yourself?
Hey everyone, Skye here from the Jyminaurus channel.
And what do you do on the Jyminaurus channel?
Play games mostly, but I also do theory videos and science videos.
Alright. And of course, I am Levi Church, and I do Ben 10 videos here on the Levi Church YouTube channel. And today we are going to talk about the Season 1 finale of Ben 10 Alien Force. And this episode is a very important episode of Ben 10 fans. It's X equals Ben plus 2, and it's very special because it's the first appearance of Alien X, and he's everybody's favorite alien, other than Upgrade.
Other than Upgrade, okay.
Yeah. Upgrade's the best alien.
Okay.
So, I'm going to tell you guys the truth, you, the audience. We had an entire conversation about this episode that we forgot to record.
Yay, technical difficulties.
Alright, so in the original conversation we had, I did the summary of the plot of the episode. Would you like to do it this time, Skye?
Okay. The episode starts on a alien ship. These guys are conquerors, and they look like frogs. One of them runs up to the, I guess you'd call him the second in command, and reports that the princess has been kidnapped. And so the guy who is the second in command, his name's Raph, he's like, oh, well, crap, we can't let the king know. But he finds out anyway, and orders them to come talk to him. And he's less than pleased, so he uses a disintegrator ray on the person who is doing the report.
On the soldier that reported the demise?
Yes. The kidnapping.
Not the demise of the princess. I'm sorry. The kidnapping.
No. She's still alive. She's still alive. But yeah, so King Milius, that's his name, orders Raph to go... Emperor Milius.
He's not a king.
Right. Anyway, he tells Raph to find my daughter.
Oh, good impression.
Thank you. I just realized he's kind of like a mob boss.
Yeah. Anyway. Yeah, he kind of is.
Yeah. So, Raph, not knowing where else to turn, the only contact he knows on Earth he goes to, who is Kevin 11, who is, of course, alongside Ben and Gwyn. So, together, they start looking for the princess. Gwyn uses her magical tracky abilities with a piece of cloth from the princess, and they're able to teleport right over to her, and they go to a dam. She's being hunted by a bounty hunter 7-7. The dam breaks, and Ben turns into Alien X to reverse time for the first time and stop the dam from flooding everything. How am I doing so far?
Well, you cut out for me a little bit, but your recording program should be able to fix that.
Okay. So the dam breaks, Alien X rewinds time, and everything's good and dandy. Except it's not, because Alien X has 3 personalities, and if they don't agree on something, he's motionless. And so, that's the plot of the episode.
Statue.
Yeah, he's just a statue. And so, they
get teleported back to the ship.
Yeah, they get teleported back to the ship. Ben won't change back, and he's not bending at all, so Kevin's trying to shove him into the trunk. They get teleported back to the ship, and Milius is not happy. So, he destroys Pluto, and ransom is called in, and so he pays 7-7 his ransom. I'm trying to make sure I don't jump around in
Yeah,
non-chronological order.
And whenever they get the call from 7-7, Emperor Emilius tells Raph to seize the prisoners, destroy the Earth, and when 7-7 gives me back my daughter, and all will be forgiven.
Yeah.
So then it's fighting time, because now they gotta get away from the Incursion soldiers who are trying to shoot them with their laser guns, and they're getting into Kevin's car on this alien spaceship, and they're all driving around trying to get away from the soldiers. Meanwhile, Ben, who is in his godlike form right now, Alien X, and he's a statue, and they shoved him inside the trunk. So we just see Alien X sticking out the trunk while they're being chased around by these alien soldiers that are giant frogs.
Yep.
So, all right, you continue.
Yeah. So Ben continues arguing with the other two personalities in Alien X's head, trying to convince them to.
Who are they? Who are the personalities?
Bellicus, the voice of rage and aggression, and Serena, the voice of love and compassion. Ben represents the voice of reason.
All right.
So
they're arguing with each other.
Yeah, they keep on arguing with each other, and unless they can agree on something, Alien X cannot move. So Ben is trying to convince them to help save the Earth and stop all this from happening. But they don't want to listen.
Yeah, they just want to argue for eternity.
Yeah, they're focused on some debate they had from like billions of years ago. So,
I say we bring the dinosaurs back.
Yeah. Which just goes to show you how much they argue. They can't agree on anything. But, yeah, so Ben finally manages to convince them towards the end of the episode. And Alien X changes into Swamp Fire. And
yeah, to turn him into Swamp Fire.
Yeah, turns into Swamp Fire, saves the day.
Continue.
You can saves the day, defeats the Incursion minions, and breaks 7-7's mask, and he runs away like a baby. I think that covers it. You there?
Can you hear me right now?
Yes.
Alright, yeah, you're cutting out a whole lot towards the end of that. I wasn't
Lovely.
sure if you could hear me or not. So I just kept saying the same thing again and again.
Yeah, I can hear you fine.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's fine. Yeah, I think I covered everything.
Yeah, I hope you did, because I didn't hear that last part.
Anyway. I said 7-7 ran away like a baby once Swampfire broke his mask.
And yeah. So they stop Princess Atea. She gets frozen in stasis with her mother, which we never see her mother, by the way.
Ever. Throughout the entire franchise.
Yeah. And they all... the Earth is spared. They all go home, but Ben's like, I'm never going to go Alien X again because he's too dangerous and it's not worth the price.
Yeah,
all right.
and Kevin's like, why not? When it was working, you kicked massive butt.
Yeah, but it's not worth the price.
Yeah.
Alright, so yeah, this episode is important to Ben 10 fans because it introduces Alien X, who becomes very important later in the series and was marketed hugely for Alien Force in particular. But Alien X doesn't show up in Alien Force again. He doesn't show up again until the next series, which is unfortunate, because it's like he had massive build-up in Alien Force Season 1. The Cartoon Network could not stop marketing him. They even, like, shouted him out of the theme song for Season 1, and then, you know, after he's revealed that we actually could see him in the theme song, unshadowed.
Yeah. He's the only alien in the theme song who was silhouetted so that we couldn't really see any detail.
Yeah. But I remember though, like they were trying to hide him in the marketing as much as possible, but still like build him up as a mystery. But I remember, like I went onto the Cartoon Network website and like on Ben10.com he was silhouetted and you couldn't see him. But I remember on Cartoon Network's website they accidentally had him uncovered and we could see what he looked like.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So I always kind of thought that Cartoon Network made a mistake there, and I don't
Oops.
know.
Yeah, that was a bit
And,
of an oops.
yeah. Anyway, so yeah, what did you think of this episode overall?
Loved it. Probably my second favorite episode in the first two seasons of Alien Force.
Yeah, I also really like this episode, but I don't really think it's one of my favorites. If I'm being honest, it's just like Alien X is cool, undeniably, he's awesome, but
Yeah.
eh, like this episode is supposed to be a more of a comedic episode, even though it was built up being a really important episode. Because like the writer of the episode, Matt Wayne, has said that like this was meant to be a more of a silly, lighthearted episode, but because Alien X was marketed so much, the episode kind of changed in a lot of people's minds of what it was supposed to be. Um, but he has also said that it's one of his favorite episodes still. Yeah, anyway.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, for me, this episode is just kind of okay. I've seen it so many times, so whenever I was rewatching it for this video, I wasn't really paying that much attention to it because I've seen it so many times. I think it's an okay episode, but on rewatch, it doesn't really do a whole lot for me.
Yeah. I can see that.
Yeah, but I still really like the characters in the episode. The Incursions are great characters, especially after some of their development in Omniverse.
Yeah.
Alien X is of course super cool. The fight at the end with Swampfire, while it is short, it still is a really good moment for Swampfire.
Yeah. I
And
said in our first take on this video that I didn't really like the incursions at first because they kind of came off to me as just really
generic.
stereotypical Empire aliens. But then after Omniverse developed them more, this is one of the few things I really liked about Omniverse. They made me like the incursions more than I did. So
Yeah,
thumbs.
for one day age up Amelius's daughter Atea, make her a teenager, even though
Yeah.
it's only been a year in between Alien Force and Omniverse.
Yeah, I guess incursions
And
age kind of weird.
and Ben also gets an Incursion form Bullfrag.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway,
Omniverse spoilers, by the way.
yeah. Anyway, so here, I also want to quickly bring up the voice actors again. So in this episode, Tara Strong returns to the Ben 10 franchise to voice Atea. Previously, in the original Ben 10, she voiced Ben Tennyson himself. And unfortunately, she could not voice Ben in this series because Ben's older now, and she can't do teenage boys. Um, so they cast Yuri Lowenthal instead. Yuri Lowenthal's great as Ben 10, and she got to be Atea in this episode.
Yep.
And
I did not know that originally
for
until our...
Alien X, Bellicus is voiced by Kevin Conroy, who is the voice of Batman in Batman the Animated Series, the Batman Arkham video game series, and a whole bunch of animated Batman movies. And yeah, he's Batman a lot, and he's not in much else other than Batman. So it's really cool that he got to be in this one episode of Benton Alien Force. Sadly, after this episode, Serena and Bellicus are recasted, and then they're recasted again, and recasted again.
Yeah.
They cannot keep the same voice actors for more than 5 seconds for those characters.
Yeah. I did not know that originally. which just shows you how observant I am.
And yeah, I really do like Serena and Bellicus as characters. Like, they in particular don't really get discussed as much as, like, how powerful is Alien X in comparison. Yeah, they're fun characters in this episode. Yeah, they're just like, they can never agree on anything because they're so polar opposites. And Ben's like, you guys are the worst. They are horrible.
Yeah. Yeah. I never really thought that much about them, sadly. But yeah, they are awesome characters.
Yeah.
They deserve more love.
Anyway, do you want to talk about 7-7 now?
Yeah. We talked originally how 6-6 was a mutant Sotragian. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but apparently 7-7 is... Huh?
Yeah. So 7-7 is the brother of 6-6, who was a villain in the original Ben 10. And supposedly, 7-7 is 11 times more dangerous than 6-6. But unfortunately, this episode just kind of makes him look like a big coward, and he really doesn't seem all that dangerous in comparison to 6-6.
Yeah.
Like,
all it took is one punch, and his mask broke, and he just ran away.
Yeah, Swampart just punched him in the face, and that made him run away like a little girl.
Yeah.
And it's like 6-6 is so much cooler.
Yeah.
Like with 6-6, in his first appearance, they didn't even give him a name. He was just one of the 3 bounty hunters that was attacking, and he was the most mysterious out of all of them because he didn't even speak English. And in this show, they even like changed their language basically, where like it sounded like he was saying actual words in the original series, but in this series, just kind of sounds like snorting a whole lot. Their language,
snorting, growling,
it's really weird.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I completely forgot that they didn't reveal
6-6's
name.
What?
I said I completely forgot that they didn't reveal 6-6's name in the first appearance.
What were you? Okay, you. Hold on, my computer went to sleep now. What were you saying?
I said that 6-6. I forgot his name wasn't revealed in his first appearance.
Yeah, he wasn't named until his second appearance with the Galactic Enforcers, where Ultimos, I think that's his name, was revealed his name in Volcanuses to Ben.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. And yeah, 6-6 was so cool that he was even a villain in the movie that ended the original series, Secret of the Omnitrix. That's how awesome he was that they brought him back for that movie. And this is also the only time 7-7 shows up in Alien Force. They don't use him again, and he's supposedly just super dangerous. You do not want to mess with 7-7. They even built him up that way in the marketing, I'm pretty sure. And he's just not really that intimidating in comparison to 6-6. 6-6 is just cooler in every way. Like, 7-7 doesn't even, like, use any explosives or anything. He just uses some guns. He doesn't even have as many guns as 6-6 did.
Was there, like, backlash?
What?
Was there, like, backlash against 7-7? Is that why he didn't appear again?
I have no idea. He just, like, does, like, for me, it's, like, the most, interesting thing about him was how they talked about him whenever they were talking about how he kidnapped, the princess, Atea, and they really built him up at the very beginning of the episode, but he really isn't all that special. So he's a disappointment.
Yeah.
And, yeah. overall, this episode, it's really good. Again, I really like Serena Bellicus. The Incursions are fun characters, especially after Omniverse. And yeah, it's a really cool episode. But of course, now we gotta talk about how powerful is Alien X exactly. Because
you can't talk about Alien X without bringing that up.
yeah. So, is Alien X omnipotent? No, he isn't.
No.
He's not. Definitely not.
No. We don't even need to go into details why. Just look up Kuro's videos.
It's like, yeah, there's so many points against him being omnipotent that people don't even bring up, like the whole Annihilar scene and all that. Just
Yeah.
He's not omnipotent, guys, but he is still pretty powerful. As for if he can defeat like Thanos, I don't know.
I would say yes, but I'm not sure how well I could debate that.
Yeah, me neither. Alright. Let me check back at my recording. We've gone on for 21 minutes.
Yep.
And, like, it feels like we have talked about this episode enough, but that's because we've talked about this episode twice in one day. So.
Yeah. It feels like it's been an hour, even though it's only been 20 minutes in this part.
Yeah. So, do you have any more thoughts about the episode you want to bring up?
Oh, I made a point in the first take on this video that when Ben tried turning into Alien X, or when Ben first turned into him, it was because the dam broke and was flooding. But he said that good a time as any to try this one, to give this one a try. And then he turned into Alien X in reverse time and whatever. But I really don't like that logic there. That would be like the worst time to try out a brand new alien. For all he knew, this alien had no powers.
Yeah, for all he knew, this alien could have been as useful as Waka Trout.
Or worse. Yeah, he could have been as useful as Grey Matter in combat.
I don't know. Like, most of the time whenever Ben gets a new alien, it actually is a very good alien to use at that time. Like, whenever they were fighting the Great One in Season 1, whenever he unlocked Cannonbolt. It just so happened that Cannonbolt was really, really useful at defeating that enemy, even though his other 10 aliens could not defeat him.
Plot convenience.
Yeah. Plot convenience. Anyway, that's Ben 10 for you.
Yep. Anything else?
I don't know, do you want to talk some more about the Incursions in their later episodes, or do you want to stay on this episode?
I mean, we could, but I'm not sure how specific I can get, because I haven't watched Omniverse at all in, like, a long time.
Yeah, me neither. Yeah, I don't know. I guess we're done with this episode, but I guess I'll ask one more question for you. Would you want to do more videos with me?
I mean, I don't see why not.
Yeah. So the next episode we're probably going to cover is, we talked about this before whenever, like, Kura released his I Guy Rules collab video where they were talking about Alien Force Season 3, and that episode reminded me how much that YouTube video reminded me how much I really liked the Season 3 episode, Simple, and I really want to talk about that episode, so would you like to
Remind
review
me what episode... Sorry. Remind me what episode Simple is?
Alright, Simple is the episode where Ben thinks he can stop a war on another alien planet in one weekend.
Oh.
And
okay, right.
It's too difficult for him.
Right, okay. Sure.
Yeah, so that'll be the next episode of the podcast we do.
Yeah, I'm not good with episode names.
Yeah. I am, though.
Yeah.
So it's a good thing you have me.
Okay.
So, yeah, I'm out of things to say about this episode. So, hopefully next week we'll be back to talk about Simple and how, and I guess Alien for Season 3 in general.
Yeah.
And would you like to remind people where they can find you?
My YouTube channel is Jyminaurus, spelled weirdly. Jyminaurus. That's,
And
yeah.
I'll, of course, leave your social medias that you want me to link in the description below.
Cool.
Alright, guys. Hopefully the Ben 10 podcast won't take another 4-month break. The Generator X podcast, though, the Generator Rex podcast is on hold until I can find a good co-host that knows Generator Rex better than I do. Because with the Generator Rex podcast, it's been a very long time since I've seen Generator Rex in its entirety, so that's kind of the point of me doing the podcast, for me to get my thoughts out after I watched the episodes for the first time in so many years. But I really want a co-host for that podcast that is a Generator X expert. So that's why that podcast is on hold, which is why we're recording Ben 10 instead.
Yeah, I still haven't even finished Generator Rex. But, yeah.
Yeah. Alright. So, see you later, guys. Bye.
Bye.